Good morning. I'm Nancy Saucy with Four Winds Quilting in Billings, Montana, and we are starting our My Kind of Town sew-along. So I wanted to get started today, and I'm just going to pan this over and show you guys. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous quilt and pattern. This particular one was done by one of our customers. We love Kaffe, as you guys probably know. So we will be doing ours in Kaffe, but some of the parameters of the sew-along are that you do not have to purchase your fabric here. There is no sign-up fee, and we want everyone to participate. You do, of course, need to own the pattern, purchase the pattern. If you already own it, we would love to have you jump in and join us. We are going to be on both Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. Most of these tutorials will be living on YouTube, however. And we are going to start off with this first block called Van Winkle. We're also just going to be cautious about tipping our hand to anything that could be a copyright violation. We adore this pattern. We think it's very well written. The tip sheet that came with it is wonderful. And so we're just going to enjoy the process, have fun, and just sew our little hearts out. So then I'm going to come over here and show you. Here's what the pattern cover looks like. And I know there's glare on there. I apologize. It's been out for a couple of years and really super fun. If you need some ideas, you can go to Instagram and put in hashtag #MyKindOfTownQuilt, and all kinds of ideas will come up. I have done 2 trees, and we are going to start with our trees. I'm probably going to be adding blocks to mine. We're going to be starting with, I think, this section right here, because there's only 3 pieces. As you work on the tree, you will figure everything out, and the rest of it will be a piece of cake. And I have my next section done. I do not have my 3rd section done. But again, how fun is this? So enjoyable. And I am going to give you guys my email, so if you have questions, you can reach out to me. And let me turn this camera around. The tools needed for this are so minimal. So you will hopefully have many of these. The Elmer's glue stick is really nice for putting down that first piece. An add a quarter ruler I found fairly essential. It is optional, of course, but I've found it's really nice, this tapered edge to fold back the paper, and this edge as you're folding back, and then to be able to trim it. Also, that's a 1/4 inch there. So as you're trimming your block. I was going to start off with showing you guys just a little bit about paper piecing, and this is a super simple block. I trace my pattern onto vellum. I can see both sides. It's really nice. It's fairly flexible but translucent. I just found we used this on another paper piecing project and it was really good. So all I've done is put in X1, X2, and X3. Your first piece will go down right side up. So let's see if I don't have this one right. And then what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of glue down on that one. Whoopsie. The pattern's written on one side, but you will always be sewing from the back side. So let me fix that. That's another kind of a crucial component. We're going to do enough to cover up that section and have a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way around. And I'm a little bit generous on mine. You can see our first seam is going to be between X1 and X2. So I'm going to flip this over, put my next piece right on top, right side down, check from here and make sure I have got it covering that center seam. I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch. Actually, well, it'll just be on the line, so it won't much matter. You are also going to want to reduce your stitch length. I also start a little bit ahead of my piece and go into my next area just a little bit right there, and I'm out here, and that will help stabilize your fabric. Now, as I turn this over, I'm just going to finger press And I'm going to check from the numbered side that both of my areas are covered, and they are. So I can go ahead and go trim a little bit now if I wanted to, but what I'm going to do is fold this back on the line. That will help me see my next area. Put my add a quarter ruler down. Trim that so the extra's gone. And then put my next piece. And again, I'm going to put it right side down. The only piece that goes right side up is your very first piece. I'm going to center that. I'm going to check and make sure it's going to cover that line. Put it back under here. I am sewing on my lovely Janome 6700P. Adore that machine. So now you guys can see everything is covered that needs to be covered. Like so, like so. I'm now going to take this ruler and I can trim up exactly on the line. This one will have an inside 1/4 inch and then the outside. So that makes it super easy to trim. That 1/4 inch is what you're going to be sewing on when the time comes to join your blocks. My email, it is Nancy, Nancy, at 4, the number 4, winsquilting.com. If you guys have questions, I'm not sure my YouTube has comments enabled yet, though that is my hope before the week is out. And there we go. And there is how easy paper piecing is. So let's start with the easy parts, get you started, and you can figure things out from there. These first 2 blocks are maybe going to be a little more time consuming. You will find your groove and it will go so much faster. Again, on the vellum, you guys, as I am tracing that onto, from my pattern pieces, my large pattern pieces. These are printed at full size, so that part's really helpful. I cut them apart and I put them into sheet protectors, and each sheet protector is labeled with which block they go to. So that's been helpful for organization. Included in the pattern is a lovely guide sheet for the Van Winkle house, which is what our first one is. This part down here is what is so helpful, along with the diagram. Peggy Larson is a local pattern designer, and she has done such a great job on that pattern, and it helps you to figure out which sections to put together and in what order, so your blocks will turn out great. Enjoy, you guys. If you have questions, reach out, and I look forward to doing this program with you over the next couple weeks.